So we spend a lot of time sitting these days, sitting at computers, sitting looking at phones, and that kind of takes a toll on our neck, on our back, on our shoulders. So today, let's focus on that area. We'll do things that we often do, but maybe just with the focus on our heart, on allowing our shoulders to relax. And we'll add some specific stretches focused on that area as well. So get whatever you need and join me on your mat. Find your comfortable sitting position, adjusting your legs, sitting on a cushion if you like. And close your eyes. Just allow yourself a minute to listen. Listen to those sounds around you. Listen to the sounds inside of you. And to watch. Watch the thoughts as they go by. The mind's little chatter. You don't have to listen to everything your mind tells you, but you can observe and watch. Watch how you react to the things you notice. Take a moment to feel. Feel what's going on in your physical body. Feel any emotions kind of rattling around. Might imagine that you've made a little list of all those things. A neutral list. A list without judgment. I hear this, see this, and I feel this. And it's just what is. Set that list aside. You can come back to it later. Bring attention to your inner world, to your spine, from the base of your tailbone. Follow the curves of the spine all the way up. Lower back, the mid back, the upper back, the neck, up to the base of the skull. Notice the curves. Notice any areas of tension surrounding the spine. Bring your attention to your breath. Feel your in and out, almost as though it's carrying prana or energy up and down, all around the spine. Can add in Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breathing, you're pulling the downward prana upward and pulling the upward floaty prana or life force downward to meet in the middle, to start a fire, to start some warmth. Some warmth for all those muscles around the spine. The steadiness of Ujjayi breathing starting to settle your nervous system in and out. Keep that steady rhythm as a focus point for your ears throughout your practice. And softly open your eyes, maybe just halfway. Keep your eyes softly gazing, soft smile on your face. Keep that steady breath going, steady gaze going. And draw your chin down toward your chest. Feel maybe a gentle stretch down the back of the neck. Rest and breathe here. See if you can relax your shoulders. Breathe in, lift your head back up to neutral. Breathe out, take your right ear over toward your right shoulder. Breathe in, out. Drop your chin down toward your collarbone and take it over toward the center, over toward the left collarbone, and lift the head back up to neutral. Breathe out, drop the left ear over toward the left shoulder. Might tilt the chin a tiny bit, just finding a spot where you can activate all down the right side of the neck. Activate a nice long stretch. And then you might take a few tucks, tucking the chin toward the left collarbone, drawing a little arc, a little smile over to the right. Breathe out the right to the left. And back. A few more times, pausing if you feel any spot that feels like it's getting a really nice lengthening, and take a couple breaths at that spot. It's good to just go along this lower arc. You don't want to hyperextend the head or the neck back behind you. Even if it feels okay, it's just not great for compression of the arteries. And then bring your chin back toward the chest. Take your head so that your gaze is straight ahead again. And breathing in, reaching your arms out wide. Breathing out, taking the right hand down behind you. You take the left arm across for a nice side stretch, or having the hand and arm wherever you like. Look up through the corner of your eyes, but don't drop your head back. Keep your chin tucked in, neck long. Breathe in, reach the left arm up and over. Breathe out, the right arm across. Lateral stretch on the right side wherever it feels comfortable to you. You might notice you're pressing down through your hand, down through your hips. Breathe in and come up, reach your arms out to T, reach behind. Breathe out, take your right arm across, your left hand to your right upper arm. Reach back through your right hand toward the shoulder. And you might decide that you want to look straight ahead, or gently guide your elbow across the body as you look over the right shoulder. Take another breath in and out. Breathe in, reach the arms out wide. Breathe out, switching sides, taking right hand to the left upper arm. Reach that left hand behind if you like. And then you might start to turn your body to the right, and it might feel good to look to the left. Breathe in and out 2 more times here. Breathe in, open up wide again. Breathe out, taking your hands to your knees. Exhale, seated cat. Inhale, lifting up. Might feel like reaching your arms up and reaching back a little bit more on your next inhale. And exhale, you can bring your hands through towards your heart, resting the hands on your heart. Feel the lift up with your heart with each breath. And taking your hands to your knees, rolling over the legs, sliding your cushion, if you have one, off to the side, extending the hips back and the arms forward. Extended child's pose as you breathe in and out a few times here. 3 breaths here. See if you can let your shoulders get some extension here by walking the fingers out. Breathing in, come up, walk your hands in. And again, moving through a little cat and cow to continue warming up the spine. Move with your own breath. Do 3 rounds of cat and cow. Might get your hips and shoulders involved a little bit more. And tucking your toes under, hips lifting up for that easy downward facing dog. Breathing in as you walk forward and look up. And breathing out as you fold back in. Breathe in all the way up toward the sky. Breathe out, your hands to your sides. As we continue to warm up, just feeling your heart lead through every position of these next couple sun salutations. Inhale, reaching up, heart shines forward. Exhale, folding, tucking in. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, hands down. Lower your heart toward the earth. Breathe in, heart forward through up dog or cobra. Breathe out, downward dog. Downward dog, keeping those knees bent if it feels better on your back. Breathing here. Child's pose is a great option if down dog just isn't feeling good today. One more breath here. So coming up, if you went to child's pose, and breathe in, step forward, heart lifting. Breathe out, folding in. Breathe in, lifting up. Breathe out to equal standing. 2 more sun salutation A's. See if you can just move with breath, and we'll meet back in Samasthetihi after 2 of these. at equal standing. Pause for a moment so that everyone can get there. The Sun Salute B will work in a few standing postures with this one, so I'll guide us through it. Inhaling, sit back into fierce pose, reach up. Exhaling, fold forward, tuck. Inhale, look up, shoulders back. Exhale, hands to the floor, walk back, lower down, push up. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left foot forward, or right foot forward. Inhale, coming up. Remember, you can pause here and switch your feet, or exhale, step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, inhaling up. And exhaling, lowering back down. Inhale up. And exhale, back to downward dog. Breathe here. I actually decided not to add in any extra positions, so we'll do a few standing postures after this. Just breathe and allow yourself to rest in this position. Inhale, walk forward, looking up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, reach up. Exhale, equal standing. Inhale, step your right foot open, triangle pose. Right foot straight ahead. Often in triangle pose, we forget that we're opening across the heart. So you're shifting at the hips and reaching down. But as you do that, think about leaning back through the area behind your heart, not through your arm. Keep your arms straight up from the shoulder. Shoulders are even, almost like if you had a wall behind you, you would just touch at the back of each shoulder blade and at your hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, swivel your feet around. Same thing on this side. So tilt and lean down and then open up through the back of the body. As you reach down, the goal is not to reach to the floor, but to open the heart, to keep the spine long. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out. We'll swivel our feet for a revolve triangle. That right foot is straight ahead again toward the short side of the mat. And this time you're hinging and turning at the hips to start that twist around the spines. Whole spine revolving to the right. Left hand coming down. Right arm can reach back in any way that it feels good, or reach up. 2 more breaths here. Breathe out, look down. Breathe in, push up. Breathing out, swivel it all the way back around to the other side. Right hand comes across for the twist on this side. Looking over the left shoulder. Think about both sides of the waist being long in the twisted position. Breathe in, come up, reaching out. Breathe out, back to equal standing. For a little bit more length along the side body, let's do extended side angles. Stepping that right foot open to the right. Again, wider. Bend the knee, forearm to your thigh, and extend through the whole side of the body from the foot to the fingertips. Two more breaths here. Breathe in, push up to the center. Breathe out, swivel the feet, and descend on the left side. Extend a little bit more on each inhale. And here also you might think about rolling your heart open toward the ceiling a little bit. One more breath here. Breathe in, push up. Breathe out, stepping back to equal standing. Breathing in, step open to the right, expanded leg pose. This time in expanded leg pose, really focusing again on heart opening. So even as we're folding forward at the hips, keeping the upper back nice and open. Put your hands on your hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward at the hips, strong fronts of the legs. You might take your feet a little bit wider. Keep rolling your elbows and shoulders back and just lean forward a little. Two more breaths. Breathe in, start your way up. Breathe out, continue to stand. And breathe in, push your tail forward, tuck your tail under, roll your heart up. And breathe out, come back to equal standing. Working on balancing a little bit differently. So we'll get a little bit of work in the hips and shoulders here. Ground through the left leg. Cross your right leg over. You can keep your toes on the floor so everything's in contact, or you can lift that right foot up and almost start to tuck it back behind the leg. Bring your hands out to goalpost or cactus arms, or cross your right elbow on top of your left. Could also be right in between and have your forearms kind of lined up with each other. You can stay here, or you can start to sink down and reach up, eagle pose. Slide your shoulders down as you reach the hands up. Breathe in, stand. Breathe out, release, recenter for a breath. And same choices on the other side. Left leg crosses, foot down or up. Left elbow this time on top of the right elbow. Sinking down. The same time you're reaching up. Breathe in, stand up. Breathe out, coming back to equal standing position. Breathe in, reach your arms up. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in and look up. Breathe out, take your heart toward the earth. Breathe in as you roll forward. Breathe out as you press back. Breathe in, tilt forward and slowly lower down all the way onto your abdomen. For Shalabhasana, locust pose. So big toes touching, heels can come apart. Hands on the floor, backs of the hands down. And on an inhale, lift up through your head, neck, and shoulders. Keep the hands down. And if that feels okay, lift the legs up. Belly engaged. Lifting nice and long, more than you are lifting up. Sliding your shoulders away from your ears. And sliding the tips of the shoulder blades toward each other for 2 more breaths. Exhale. Release down. You might want to bend your knees, windshield wiper, or take your legs side to side. Turn your head to one side and then the other. And then the B position, taking your hands by your sides, palms down, but then slide your hands back towards your waist, kind of as far as they'll go. So that's just to help you lift your elbows toward each other. Same thing, big toes touching, lifting head, neck, and shoulders, belly pulling in, and then lifting the legs as long as you are not feeling that in your back. We're strengthening the back in this position. No pain though, just breathing. Exhale, slowly release down. You can stack your hands under your forehead if you like. And again, maybe take the legs side to side or both to one side and then to the other. And then come back to the center. And you might reach out, you might be familiar with this Superman, reaching the arms out in front, core in, lifting up. And then you might take your arms out to the sides. Turn your thumbs so they point up toward the ceiling, and your pinkies toward the back, opening the heart even a little more. Exhale, lower down, hands level with your chest, toes tuck under, really push into a nice upward dog, looking up. And exhale, back into a downward facing dog. Come forward and slowly lower again for bow pose. So lots of options here. Bow pose, you can reach back and grab your heels if your hands are pretty far away like mine are today. You keep your knees and your feet together, or if you need to take your knees apart, take your feet apart equal distance. And lift and reach in that direction. And breathe. Exhale, lower down, take your hands by your side. Inhale, roll over the legs, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bring your knees to the floor. Your knees about hip distance apart. Hands on your low back. Camel pose. So again, focusing on allowing the heart to open. When we do that, we pull in through the belly. And the legs are actually what we really use in this position. So sending energy down towards your knees. Option A, plan A, is to have your hands just on your sacrum and breathe in and out, leaning back a little bit. And we'll all start here. Breathe in, push your hips forward, come up. Notice how you feel. That may have been plenty for you. If you'd like a little bit more, I'll add on 2 more options here. So again, you can repeat plan A or hands on your sacrum and move with breath a little bit. Same thing, belly pulling in, engaging through the legs. Exhale, leaning back, and inhale, use the legs to bring you up. Exhale, back, inhale, up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Third option is that you might feel like you can lean back further, and if you can try and take your heels. You want to be careful though about leaning to one side and then the other. Kind of takes the back out of alignment side to side. So you only want to go back as far as you can, leaning back steadily and straight. So breathe in and exhale, lean back. If you can take your heels, you can grab them and then use that to help push forward through the legs as you breathe here. Breathe in, push up. Breathe out, come down to child's pose for a few breaths. Stretching the hips back, hands forward, rest the head. Just take 5 breaths here. Breathe in, walk your hands in, and step your feet back, one foot, then the other foot, and lower down. Move through an up dog, and a down dog. And then have a seat for a nice seated twist called Half Lord of the Fishes. So you can start here with the knees bent out in front of you and just tuck the left foot under. You don't want to lift up and sit on the foot, but you can just tuck that left foot back towards you. Plan A, right heel hugs in from there. Stay straight with that right side of the chest. You can also try plan B, stepping the right foot across the leg, but you want to make sure that you can still sit down into that sitting bone. So if that doesn't work, you can come back here or stay across. And then working into the twist, you're gonna hug that right leg in close. You can bring your right arm behind you. You might reach it all the way around your waist. Just flattening it against your back as you look over the right shoulder. You might also be able to take your left arm outside the right leg and push the leg and arm together if you need more twist to give yourself a little bit more. Breathe here 3 more times. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out and switch. So you can come back to this bent knee. This time, right foot tucking over, under, left foot coming back or stepping across. And then working into the twist. Can find where you can lift and push and open the heart and breathe. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, release, and you can take a vinyasa or just stay in that sitting position. So if you like, step back and lower. Move through upward dog, back to downward facing dog. And then you're gonna take your right knee to the floor, your left knee to the floor behind it, so that your knees are stacked. If that doesn't feel good for your knees, you can sit in a cross-legged position or however it's comfortable for you to sit. Do not worry about the position of the legs so much. If this works for you to stack the knees, feet are out kind of toward the edges of your yoga mat so that they're kind of a nice long line there. First part of the posture, tuck your hands under that top knee, tuck your chin. Take 5 breaths here. Bowing the chin toward the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Shoulders sliding down. Breathe in, look up. Reach your right arm up toward the sky. If you have a strap handy, all right, grab that. You can drop your right hand down your back, holding the strap, and help yourself with your left hand taking that right elbow, reaching the right hand down the back. You also feel this in the triceps. And if you like, you can try to reach your left hand toward the strap and kind of crawl your fingers up the strap till you see if you can join your fingers together. Pressing your head back a little bit into the arm, looking up through your eyebrows. And release that. A fun way to switch sides. It's a kind of a brain thing. The brain doesn't like to do this. You can roll over the legs, lift up onto your feet, keep your feet where they're at, walk yourself counterclockwise in a circle, and then sit down, and your left leg will be on top. If you had your legs crossed, just switch the cross of your legs so the left leg is in front this time. Take 5 breaths in the first position. Notice differences on each side. That's normal. Breathe in, sit up, reach the left arm up. You can drop the strap in the hand if you want to use that. Right hand to your left elbow to help you out first. And it can feel great to just stay here. Or you can take your right hand and find the strap and wiggle up toward the fingers, being really careful of your shoulders, and press your head back a little. And breathe. Slowly release. And you could go in a circle again. I like to have a little fun here by rolling over the crossed legs, planting my hands, lifting the knees, and unhopping the legs into the push-up position, lowering through an up dog, through a downward facing dog, and then have a seat and lie down for bridge pose, one of the greatest postures for your low back, your upper back, everything all together. Press down through the feet and lift the hips up, hands coming underneath, wiggling the arms in for more lift. And breathe here. Lowering down, releasing. Just inverting the body is another great thing to do to counteract all the sitting we do. So taking the legs up in waterfall or scooting over to a wall for legs up the wall position can be great to just start the process of relaxation. Shoulder stand is another excellent option. So if you've been working on that, remember all the contraindications or reason not to do it: high blood pressure, pregnancy, any excess abdominal weight that puts too much pressure upside down, what else? Problems with the neck, reverse cervical curve. And remember, you never want to look to the side when you're in this. So if you can stay in legs up the wall position or move into shoulder stand for a few breaths with the legs out, hands pressing to the floor. Inhale, your legs come to vertical. Exhale, press down, lift the legs overhead, support the back, and allow your weight to move into the hands as you wiggle your elbows in close to each other. And breathe here, looking straight up towards your toes. When you're ready to come down, bending the knees in toward the chest and lowering, releasing down. And whatever inverted position you're in, you can move into fish posture now, crossing the legs at the shins, pressing your elbows down, lifting up the head, squeezing the shoulders together. And press down through the elbows, bring your chin in towards your chest to come out of that. And can take a little lying spinal twist for rest. And maybe have your cushion handy as well. Take a few breaths with the legs over to the right. And to the center. And over to the left. Back to the center. Moving into rest. It can feel really nice to open through the chest and the back, to take your cushion lengthwise, parallel to the spine, right up against your low back. If it's long enough to rest your whole body up to your head on, with your arms out to your sides, or hands resting on your belly. Just finding a position. If you're lying flat on the floor, you might just tuck your shoulders under a little bit more. Allow yourself to sink down into the body, to hear, to watch, to feel, to just rest as all of the different sensations move past. Enjoying a few minutes of silence. Starting to breathe a little more deeply, and to move again. Those little stretches into bigger movements. Eventually, working your way back up to sit. Remember, if your neck and shoulders, your back are bothering you from sitting, you can always just move the spine in those 6 directions all throughout the day. Flexion, extension, rotation to the right, rotation to the left, little lateral stretch on each side. Namaste. Have a wonderful